The most frightening knitting technique, hands down, is steeking. Even the great Elizabeth Zimmerman recommended go lie down in a darkened room for an hour after steeking. So what is steeking and why is it so frightening? Traditional Shetland Fair Isle and Norwegian sweaters, among others, are entirely knit in the round. In areas where you typically find an opening, such as armholes, cardigan fronts, and even necks, they are worked completely without an opening. So how exactly does this work? An area of extra stitches is added where the openings are to occur, worked in alternating colors like a little checkerboard. When the knitting is complete, you take a pair of scissors and cut them open. Yes, cutting your knitting with scissors. I told you it was frightening. So what keeps your work from completely unraveling? There are different techniques to secure the cut steeks. You can sew parallel lines with a machine or by hand. Securing with a chain of crochet stitches makes for a pretty edge, and I've even seen needle felted steeks. Additionally, it is preferable to use woolen yarns when steeking. The grippy nature of the wool fibers makes the cut steeks less likely to unravel. Machine sewn steeks are my favorite. I think it is the most secure and fastest method. Mom created this felted table rug for a steeking class years ago. I inherited it from her, and it has become my favorite hot pad. It has shrunk a bit after several washings and needs to be washed now. There are little bits of yuck stuck to it. Like I said, I use this nearly every time I cook. I thought it was time to make a new one. Jeannie knit this using two contrasting shades of Noro Ito. I felted it a bit in the washing machine. After it dried, it was time to steek. I cut a line through the middle of the steek stitches. And no, I didn't need to go and lie down in a darkened room afterward. We don't have time for that. We pulled out the sewing machine. You don't need a fancy machine. We used my bottom of the line Singer. Jeannie sewed a line along each side of the steeked area. She then sewed a line parallel to each first line sewn directly through the center of the steek stitches on each side. We pulled out the scissors again, trimming the steek closely to the outer line of stitching. Jeannie crocheted around it, and we were through. It turned out a little bit larger than the original, but this one has shrunk a few times after being in the washer. Yes, one may think it is a little crazy to use 2 dragon egg balls of Noro Ito to make a hot pad. Considering I use it several times a week and enjoy it thoroughly, I might as well use it for something I really like. Plus, there was quite a bit left over, possibly enough to make a second one. It would be a fun project for using up your leftover Ito. Today, we're sharing the revamped version of Mom's Fair Isle table rug with everyone, or at least for those brave enough to give steeking a shot.